So we just finished our 28 round with our 5 single crochets and 1 increase round. And this is what we're looking like. So it's starting to kind of take a shape of a body. Now for the next round, we're going to go just 28 single crochets all the way around with no increase, just regular single crochets in the round. Now that you did your 28 around, it's asking for you to do 1 more single crochet around for row 16. In the next round, for row, what are we on? Lost my place. We are on row 17. We're changing to our pink color now, and we're going to do just another 28 around. Now I find with changing colors, the best thing to do, flawless color change or nearly flawless, you go in through here like this, pull this out, because we're going to take this pink loop, I'm going to draw up the loop this way. So then for your first single crochet, pardon me, whew, you're going to single crochet the pink. Now starting for row 17, we're going to be changing our color from the tan to the pink. Changing colors is going to be the easiest. Instead of drawing up a loop like this, we're going to keep it as the 2, just like this. Grab your pink, and I'm going to pull up the loop with the pink. From that point, I take both loose ends and I'll hold them down just like this, and I'll continue to crochet with the pink, kind of tucking those 2 colors underneath, and that's your single crochet. I'm going to put our stitch marker right back in here so we know where the start is. And then we'll continue going single crochet all the way around. I usually hold these down while crocheting so you can kind of secure those loose ends underneath your work. Just like that. Oops, there you go. And then usually right about this That's enough space for me to have done, so then we're going to just kind of tuck that back into our work like we did with the leg. Or if you choose, you can actually just cut it all off. I just tuck it in, waste not, want not, right? And then continue doing your single crochets all the way until you get back to your stitch marker. So we did our 28 rounds of pink, our 28 single crochets in the round, sorry. Now it's telling us to do the back loop only, and we're going to do the 28 around. Pardon, 28 around. So remember, back loop is not going through like this, like we normally would. It's going through the middle and pulling up a loop. So that's the first, second, through the middle, 3, and we'll just kind of continue this until we get all the way back to this point again. So we just finished row 18 doing our back loop stitch only. We have this little ridge here. That's what it's going to do when you do the back loops. So, but for row 19, we're now going to be doing a decrease round. So it's 5 single crochets into a decrease. So that's 1, you go 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease. And then it says that you'll continue to do that around this whole round for 4 times. So we've done the whole round of the 5 and decrease, equaling to 24 stitches all the way around. Now we're going to single crochet all the way around to do another 24. Once you finish row 19, I'm going to go on to 20, which is another decrease round. So in this one, instead of doing 5 decrease, we're doing 4 single crochet and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, almost dropped it, and a decrease like that. And we're going to do that 4 times around till we get back to the beginning. At the end of row 21, you should have 20 stitches in the round. Then on to, for the next couple of rows, so 22 and 23, we're going to just go single crochet all the way around for 2 rows. So now that we completed our row 22 of our 20 single crochets around, now we're going to be changing back to our skin tone. And we're also going to be doing it in the back loops only. So I'm going to, again, do it this way. In through these loops, pull that out. I'm gonna bring up our tan and pull that through those loops. And then we're gonna do our first single crochet, back loop only right here. I'm gonna pull these 2 threads here to lock them in. Just like so. And then we're going to do that all the way around for another just 20 rows or 20 single crochets in this row. So just like so. And we'll meet you back when we get to this part again. So in this round, we're going to be working in back loops only. I did my first one here. We're going to do 3 single back loop only. So there's our 2, sorry. And 3. And then for the 4th stitch, it has you doing a decrease. So we're going to go back loop like this. We're grabbing our back loops just like how we would with our front loops when we do a decrease. Pull through both loops just like that. So we're going to do 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, 4 times all the way around. So I just completed row 24, the 3 single crochets and a decrease round all the way around. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to take this opportunity to put some of this fiber fill inside here. Since it's starting to get a little smaller, it's going to get harder and harder to try to fill things in here. So we're going to stuff this and we'll be right back. All right, so we have her nice and stuffed, filled, no little empty pockets. It's perfect. But this next row is going to get a little bit different. It's not where it's a set pattern of crochets. It's literally going to go 1 single crochet right there. Let me put my stitch marker back. So this time I'm going to crochet along with you because it is a little different. But I'll still put the stitch around at the bottom here at the end of this video here. We have a single crochet, then we're going to go into a decrease. So through these front loops here, grab up a piece and do our decrease. And then it wants us to do 2 single crochet and 1 decrease. So we go 1 single crochet, 2, and we're going to do another decrease right here. And we're going to actually repeat that formula there 3 times. So that was the first one. Go 1, 2, and then a decrease. Grab up those loops. We're going to do that one more time. So 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and another decrease here. And to end the round, just a single crochet right here in this last loop, right there. In our next round, we're actually starting with her head. We're not gonna fasten off, we're still connected. We'll remove my stitch marker. So in this one, in this step, we're gonna be working in these back loops here on the outside. I want to do, this says back loops, 12 single crochets. So there's our one. I'm gonna bring it back 2, 3, 4, and then we'll meet you around back in the end. Okay, we've made it back to the end. Now we're going to increase rounds all the way around. So for every stitch we're doing an increase, which means we're going to go from 12 to 24, and it's through the whole stitch. So we're going to go here, we do 1, and in that same space 2. Put my stitch marker on right there. I'm going to do this all the way around until we get to 24. So there's 1, and in the same space 2. One more time, same space for an increase. It's 1, 2, and then we're going to do that all the way around. We'll meet you back here. Now that we just completed row 24, no, that's not right. Now that we just completed row 27, we have 24 stitches all the way around. It's made it kind of gone from upward to flat because this is the start of the bottom of her head. In the next round, we're going to do a 3 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times around to get 30 stitches. So we're going to do 3 singles, got our 1, 2, 3 single crochets. Let me put my stitch marker in. 3 single crochets, and then the next one's going to be an increase. So that's 2 stitches in the same space. Okay, again, it's 3 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we got the increase. So that's the first part and the second. And then I'll meet you back here when we're at, well, we'll meet you somewhere near the end. There's another step. So for row 29, it's another one of these where there's going to be some singles and creases that are not fully a straight pattern. So it's going to be starting with 2 single crochets. We go here, our 1 and our 2. Oops, let me put my stitch marker in. Then we're going to do an increase here in the next one. So increase, 2 in the same space. And then we're going into 4 single crochets and an increase. We're doing that 5 times around. One, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to do an increase in the next one. So 2 in the same space. There's 1 and 2. One, oops, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the same crochet space for the increase. I want to continue doing that until we get 5 times around, and we'll meet back there. All right, so we did our 4 single crochets with our increase 5 times, and then we're left with just 2 more crochet spaces. We're just going to do 2 single crochets to finish off this row, just like that. In our next round, we're going to do 5 single crochets and an increase the entire way until we finish our row. So just like before, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the increase. And just repeat that all the way around. Now that we have just completed row 30, we have 42 stitches around, and this is what she's looking like. We're going to continue on with rows 31 through 36, doing 42 single crochets all the way around. So it's going to start bringing it from being flat to bringing it up to make more of a ball shape. So we'll catch you back after you guys do rows 31 through 36 as single crochets all the way around.